Good morning. Welcome to our Parent Connect group. Today we are going to talk about language development. We did this last week, but I just am now getting the chance to upload it onto our YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share sound. And then I'm going to put this in present mode, maybe. Let's see. Okay. So we are Early Head Start. We are a program of the Human Development Commission, and we are going to talk about language development today. So I think a common question that we get from parents is, where should my child be at as far as language development? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about language progression. So I have a little timeline here from birth up until 3 years. So that's the age group that we work with at Early Head Start, is birth to 3 and pregnant women. But so I just wanted to kind of go through just some key things to look for, and you can kind of see, we did on the virtual visit, where is your kid at on this little timeline here. So at birth or up to 6 months, some language that you might hear from a child are cooing, cries. Crying is definitely a way that kids are communicating at such a young age, or squeals. Those are all part of language development. And then from 6 months to 1 year, you might start to hear some, we call them consonants, like baba, mama, dada, or double syllables. The same thing, kind of baba, baba, baba. You hear it all in one kind of breath or whatnot. So another part of language development from 6 months to a year is response to language. So when you say like, no, baby might pull back. I saw this the other day on a virtual visit. Mom was saying, no, don't eat the crayon, and baby would hand the crayon to mom. And that's a part of language too. It's not just what's coming out of their mouth, but them understanding as well. And then you might start seeing things like bye-bye or hi. Those are all part of language. And then I moved on here to 1 year to 18 months, so a year and a half. They can start to name some familiar objects. So you might hear cup or car, things that they see frequently. You'll start to hear them name. They'll repeat last words spoken. So a lot of times, like if you're singing a song, like the wheels on and they'll say bus. So they're starting to kind of get into the tune, and then they can recognize words as well. And then participating in nursery rhymes from 1 year to 18 months. So just what I was kind of talking about, the wheels on the bus, or even if they're not verbally saying the nursery rhymes, they're doing the motions. So they're moving, or they're doing the swish, swish, swish. That's all a part of language too. At 2 years old, you start to hear more words in a sentence. So we always start, okay, let's do one-word sentences. So cup or bed. And then what we start to kind of talk about is adding words to their already one-word vocabulary. So like we'll say, if they say please, you'll say more please. Can you say more please? So you're adding a word to their sentences, and then that just kind of increases from there. And then naming several pictures. So if you're looking at a book together, they'll say airplane, they'll say blocks, they'll say banana, or we're going to talk a little bit about this in just a minute, receptive and expressive language. But if you say, where is the bananas, they can point to it. That's also a part of language. And then at 3 years old, they participate in storytelling, they recite nursery rhymes all by themselves, and they'll say their name. And so these are just some things to kind of look for when we're talking about language, and you can kind of see where your baby might fall on this scale. Just really quickly, I just want to talk about the brain growth that's happening from birth, and they have until the age of 6. And we once had a pediatrician come in and speak to our staff, and they were talking about the neural development that's happening in the brain from birth to 5. And it's exponential. So you can see here on this graph at birth, the neurons in our brain, that's just like the wire connection that's happening in our brain, is pretty minimal at birth, but as a child kind of gets older, it's really firing a lot and the brain is really growing exponentially. They say, you know, brain matter is at like its peak development at the age of 5. So your brain doesn't really get any bigger after the age of 5. So that's why it's so important that doctors are measuring heads at the well child visits and such. And then you can kind of see here, this chart talks about, so it has like a 14-year-old's brain scan and the neurons have become less, but that doesn't mean that that's like a negative thing. It just means that the neurons are becoming more effective. And so there's this process called neural pruning, and the the neurons that really aren't effective or aren't really useful to us anymore, they kind of dissolve. So okay, so I have 2 videos here, and these are from the CDC website. CDC has some great information for child development and milestones, so I really encourage anybody who's interested to know more about where their child should be at to look on the CDC. They have it broken down into age groups. So again, we're going to talk about receptive versus expressive language. So receptive language is the child understanding. They're not necessarily verbally saying words. They're just able to communicate with you by gestures or by body language. And then expressive language is just expressing. So it's verbally saying the word. So I wanted to show you 2 different videos here, and I hope you can hear them. So this first video of receptive is a 9-month-old baby, and her mom or caregiver is telling him no, not to touch the keys. So it's just a quick 10-second video.
No, no, no.
So you can kind of see there that baby, let me see if I can, you can see baby kind of moves back. So when mom is telling him no, he kind of pushes back. So he's understanding what's kind of going on there. And then here, this is just a 2-year-old, and he is repeating the last word spoken. So we had talked about that in that chart initially in this training. And so you can see here, just another quick, yeah.
Booyah.
Booyah.
So just a very simple repeating of the word last spoken. I'm going to play it one more time in case you didn't catch it.
Booyah.
Booyah.
It's cute. So that's just another little tidbit on language development. Oops, what'd I do? Oops, can I go to the next slide? Here we go. Okay. I wanted to quickly I want to do like a minute of this video. This is from the 0 to 3 network. It's a video that they put out. And I want us just to kind of think about what this baby's body language is telling us. She doesn't have a lot of words and she's pretty upset. I think they're leaving in this video. And child wants to take her baby doll with her. And for some reason, mom is not wanting her to take the baby doll, although sometimes at my house I'm like, take whatever you want just to get us out of the house. But anyways, I want you to kind of reflect, and just I think the point I want to hit home here is the power of observation. So when we have a child who maybe doesn't have all the language quite yet, we really can read a lot by just what their behavior is, what their body language is telling us. And so I'm gonna have us watch just maybe a minute of this video.
Want to say bye to your phone? We can't bring the baby, darling. Okay.
No.
Oh, whoa. Huh? Want to say goodbye to your phone and your baby? We have to say bye-bye to the baby. We got to go now. Okay, put the baby in the crib. Thank you, baby. Huh? Oh. Okay, the baby want to say bye-bye, Haley. Say, put me night-night, and I'll see you when you wake up. Bye-bye, baby. He's going to give you a kiss goodbye. Don't go sleepy, Haley. Let's go. I'll see you when you come back. Huh? Bye. The baby's gonna walk. Look, the baby knows how to walk. This is a very good baby who knows how to walk.
So I first just want us to we did this in our virtual Parent Connect last week, just talking about, okay, so let's first talk about what language does the child have. We heard her say my baby, and that was multiple times she had said that. And so what do you guys think? I just want you to kind of personally reflect. What else is the baby trying to tell, or the child trying to tell us, or tell the caregiver? What do you think she's trying to say that she maybe not be? What can you read by her body language? Some of the things that I don't know if you want to pause to kind of reflect on that, but some of the things that we talked about was, she's maybe sad to wherever she has to go. Maybe she has to go to daycare or the doctor. So maybe caregiver could kind of support her through that. Caregiver was very supportive. She was trying to kind of relate to the child as far as like wanting to take the baby. And so caregiver was trying to, get her to want to keep the baby at home. Another thing to kind of think about is the caregiver's response in this video. So how do you think the caregiver, we just talked about, supported the child through this kind of transition? Or what are some of the demeanor of the caregiver? If you want to pause here to reflect on that, you can. But something that we noted was that the caregiver was very calm. She didn't, sometimes I know for me, even personally, I can let the children's crying get the best of me, but I know that kind of escalates the situation where we both don't win. Maybe sometimes we both start crying. So caregiver was very calm in this situation. The caregiver was using a lot of words to describe to the child. It wasn't just, take the child and remove her from and put her in the car. She was really trying to be responsive to the child needs, I would say. So yeah, I think it's very important to kind of, again, just the power of observation, and also just talking through situations with your child, so you're giving them the language that they may not yet have. Because I know, our age group, birth to 3, our kids really aren't verbally, they're not expressive language yet. They're more receptive at this age.
What's it, buddy?
Hit next. He wants to play the video again. Okay, just real quickly here, I think this is one of my last slides. This is from our Partners for a Healthy Baby curriculum, this little handout here, and it's just talking about the repetition of nursery rhymes and how that's really beneficial for kids in our age groups. They love to hear the same songs over again, because then it becomes just easier to remember those words. And they love the tunes that go with them too. Actually, I had a fun activity that we did on the Zoom call with last week. I sang a song and I had the parents try to guess what song it was. And so I'll go ahead and sing just a portion of it, but it's in a different language. So I always tell parents, we're trying to teach our kids English, it's a different language for them. And so it's helpful to have those repetitive songs and the hand motions and all of that sort. So I'll go ahead and sing it really quick, and then you can try to guess it. Let me see if I can stop my share so you can maybe see. Let me make sure this is my last slide too. It is. Okay. That's just my citation site there. Okay, so I'm going to sing the song really quick. La arena pequeñita, subo, subo, subo. Vino la lluvia y se lavó. Salió el sol y todo lo secó. Y la arena pequeñita, subo, subo, subo. And the parents were able to guess it because they could hear the tune, the familiar tune. They saw the hand movements, the itsy bitsy spider. And so that's really, I just wanted to kind of connect that with teaching our kids this English language, they're learning as like a first time language. So it's very important to kind of make it fun, have them, and we always talk about like incorporating all the senses. So you're doing hand moments, you're doing visual, you're doing audio, they're hearing, and all that sorts of things. So our next Parent Connect, everyone, is next Wednesday. We're doing them on Wednesdays at 9:30. I think the time might be changing, but I think next week is at 9:30. You should get a remind message for that. And that one is geared for the kiddos. So we're doing 1 month for, or one time a month is for parents to connect and do like any type of, the language development was actually a parent suggestion on a training. So a training for parents, and then the second one of the month is directed towards kids. So there's lots of music and dancing and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed and have a good day.